Onecast!
Onecast!
Welcome back to the Onecast. I'm your host, Arsene.
Antonio.
And today we have a special episode for you. We're going over our top 5 shonens.
Top 5 shonens.
Objectively,
by the way. These are the best, and it doesn't really matter what you think.
And you just don't have our two opinions on this.
Yep.
Objective opinions. We also have a ghost. Or not a ghost. We are haunted. We are haunted here.
Yeah, if you remember.
But
Whoa, what was that?
But we are granted the opportunity to have a wonderful guest here today named Grant.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
The boy.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
He's always plugging it, bro.
He's clutch as fuck.
Clutch as fuck, bro. Thank you for that. We love you for that, man.
Thank you, Grant.
Absolutely. And if you do disagree with our objective choices on the top 5 shonen of all time, you can go ahead and leave a comment saying how smart we are and how much you agree with our opinions.
Yeah.
Leave
a comment. Tell your friends how much you agree with our opinions.
Yeah. Tell them how Joe Biden agrees with us as well, because he does.
Yep.
He backs these opinions on anime.
Yeah.
And so the format for today's episode, we all made individual top 5 lists. We're gonna go from the bottom to the top on the list, starting with number 5. And as the goal is, again, we're gonna each individually say what our number 5 is, number 4 is, and so on. And we're gonna debate to see, because we're at the end of the episode, we're gonna construct a top 5 official ranking top 5 shonen list for the one podcast, for you guys to know what objectively are the top 5 shonen that you should watch.
Yep. And we'll also have some honorable mentions that we'll talk about as well.
Yeah. And
do you guys want to do those first, or
should we? I don't know. How
does
that usually
I feel like
work?
most of the time the honorable mentions come at the end.
Oh, don't they come before we do the number 1 placing?
Yeah, they come before we do number 1.
Okay.
So yeah, just keep that in mind.
All right, so let's start from the top, which would be 5.
No, that's the bottom.
Let's start from the bottom,
which will be 5. Yeah. So Grant, if you want to start us off with
grant us your opinions on your number 5.
Yeah, absolutely. I also wrote my favorite characters within the show that kind of that may or may not have influenced my love for these series. But anyways, yeah.
I'd love to talk about that.
My number 5 is going to be Boku no Hero Academia.
Boku no Hero Academia. It's a good show for sure. I like it. It's on my list actually. Who's your favorite character from that show?
So it's a tie, honestly, between Bakugo and All Might.
Interesting.
I love those two characters. I like Bakugo because I feel like as the series goes on, they're gonna dive deeper into like his personality and stuff. And I actually think, like, even now he's pretty complex as a character, but his goals are really simple, like just be the strongest to become the number 1 hero. And there's something about that, like, a complex personality and a simple goal that I really enjoy. And then for All Might's just he's just All Might. He's always smiling. He's always having
hero.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's not too hard to dislike it or to like him, you know?
Yeah, and like, just the fact that he's like, the strongest person in the show or whatever was like, he wasn't in the show for long, I feel like, as like a combatant, but every time that he would step on the scene, it was immediately hype,
Yeah. Totally.
All Might's not my favorite character, but Bakugo is probably like my favorite character. I think he's really like atypical in the sense that like you don't see a borderline main character usually have such like an overly aggressive personality, and I think it's kind of neat. Like, I think it's uncommon.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I think like it's a really good contrast to Deku, like because Deku is such a he's like he's very like driven the same way that Bakugo is, except he's just way more passive than he is. So I think that like dichotomy works very well between the two.
Yeah, I think that if Bakugo wasn't there as a foil for Deku, then it would be like it would make Deku even worse because like I don't think Deku's like a fantastic character, but the fact that he has Bakugo to like bounce off of him so directly makes it a little more bearable in my opinion.
I agree with that. I think that they're like the story so far about like how Bakugo is just in disbelief that like he even has a power, and then he's in disbelief that he's catching up to him, and then Bakugo sort of has a moment like, oh shit, he might be better than me, he might be stronger than me, and then he sort of falls apart because that happens right around the same time that All Might has his last fight. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to see how that all plays out.
You know, now that you say that, I do like that aspect of Bakugo's character, where, you know, his upbringing is that he's told from the beginning, you know, I think, what was it, since like preschool or something, when his powers awakened, that he was the best. He had some badass powers and he was amazing. And he just got this God complex about him. And because of that God complex, he actually bullied Deku for quite a bit.
Yeah.
But, you know, getting to high school or middle school or whatever, you know, it is it middle school or high school?
I think they're in high school in UA.
I believe it's high school.
High school? Okay. Well, getting to high school then, he has, you know, it's a complete 180 because the kid that he bullied constantly, you know, growing up, Deku, now is potentially, and, you know, knowing what goes on in the show, definitely way stronger than he could ever be. And I think he has to have like a, I don't know, what would you call it? Like his personality kind of has to like change. He can't have that God complex anymore.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think I like that it pushes him though to work harder. Like he wants to maintain that complex.
That's what's really interesting about it because I feel like in that sense, Bakugo and Deku are like Sasuke and Naruto, except where Sasuke
Green
sees that in
Naruto
Naruto,
and-
Sasuke goes evil, but Bakugo is struggling with pretty much the same thing, and he's just still like he's got the drive to be a hero. He doesn't want to be a villain.
See, but the thing in Naruto that gets annoying is or where Naruto's just a simp for Sasuke. Deku, in a sense, isn't a simp for Naruto.
What?
Deku isn't a simp for Bakugo.
What do you mean?
Naruto's a simp
We're
for
gonna have to get into
Sasuke.
this 'cause
Naruto is
may
a
or may
simp
not
for
be on my
Sasuke.
list somewhere.
Naruto's definitely on my list too. So
Naruto is a simp for Sasuke, bro. He runs after Sasuke when you shouldn't. You don't like just leave him. But he still is such a massive simp that he's like, I want to go find Sasuke and bring him back to the village, even though he left on his own will. Like, you know what I mean? But I think where you're comparing them, the difference here is Bakugo and Deku. Deku is not chasing after Bakugo.
I guess that's true.
He actually is.
But I don't think Naruto's
In his vision, it's not even a goal to chase after Bakugo because his goal is to be the number one hero. And it just so happens that Bakugo's plan is the same. See, Sasuke's plan was to run away from the village. Naruto's plan was to run after him. He's a simp.
So are you saying
We'll get into Naruto.
Where I
you know, 'cause
think
I got a lot
where
to say
okay,
about
Brent's got a point. We gotta get back on track here.
If we're comparing the two relationships, though, I have to say this: if we're gonna compare the two relationships between Bakugo and Deku and Sasuke and Naruto, I will say Bakugo and Deku, I think, have a better relationship.
that's
Like, or better, like, character contrast, like the way the story says it. I much prefer a Bakugo and Deku over a Naruto and Sasuke. Not, like, personality-wise. It's just personality-wise.
that's a hot take, and I'm not sure I agree with it. I
Like,
haven't
like
really
the way
thought about it.
the way the unity of the two is portrayed in the shows. I prefer My Hero's version as opposed to Naruto's version. Because Naruto's version is just Naruto simping, while Deku's version is taking Bakugo head on. When even in that fight where him and Bakugo got into it, and then they were like, they couldn't go to like classes or something for a month, like at night, and then All Might had to break it up, And Bakugo did beat him there. It was a badass fight.
No, he didn't beat him. Did
Bakugo beat him.
Grant, can you confirm that?
Bakugo did win.
Bakugo did win.
Bakugo won.
Okay, yeah, that's what I said.
Well, no, you didn't. You said I said Bakugo beat him, and you said Bakugo did not beat him.
You said Deku beat him.
Boy, I have a recording, dude.
Play it back.
Grant, what did you hear?
I did hear that Bakugo won.
Yeah, you get fucked.
That's what I said.
That's what I said.
No, that's not. I said that. He's saying I said that.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
But I think that fight basically showed, like, I think it showed, like, he was Bakugo at that point was having like a breakdown. He was like, what's going on with Deku? He's getting so much stronger. He didn't used to be like this. I'm better than him. Like, his god complex was devolving essentially. And that's where he had a fight. And again, I think mentally he was able to regain his confidence because he was still able to beat Deku one-on-one. But I think he also realizes in time, like, if he doesn't work hard enough, Deku will easily surpass him. Easily. Again, one for all is a fucking broken power. And
yeah, you guys don't even know how broken that shit is.
Is it more broken in the manga? Are you caught up?
This is from what I've heard.
I'm not all the way caught up, but I promise you, it gets way more broken.
That is what I've heard from manga readers, and so just taking that into consideration, I think. I find that interesting.
Say about Bakugo is that I don't think that. I think that at least for the first 3 seasons, because he didn't get a lot of screen time in season 4. But for the first 3 seasons, I think his, like, quote unquote, like, humbling of, like, his god complex, or however you want to state it, it starts kind of immediately as like right when they do the quirk assessment test, like very early on, because. Or no, it's not the quirk assessment. It's the battle royale, not the battle royale. It's the test that All Might gives, where Deku first like goes against Bakugo, and he's like they're protecting a bomb or something like that.
They had to team up and run in the building or whatever.
Yes, yeah, and I think his first time being humbled was like then, and it's been slowly like eating at him since, because like right after that conversation that him and Deku have, where Deku reveals his power for some fucking reason. That he also sees Todoroki go up and just no diff that test, and then he was like, I can't even beat him either. I have to worry about you and this other guy who's nuts and just so good at using his quirk that, like, I don't even know where I am, like, relative to most of my classmates now. And I think that's like throughout the rest of the story, like, especially through the sports festival, him being captured, like, it's just him slowly being humbled over and over again. And I think that's got to come to a climax where he either gets, like, so humbled that he doesn't know if he wants to be a hero anymore, or, like, whatever. I can't write that story because it's got a lot of moving pieces, but I do think I'll be interested to see where this goes, because I think that's a very prominent theme so far of Bakugo's story, is him being humbled.
Damn. When you mentioned that, that initial test with the quirk assessment test, where they go into that building, he used to view, because they didn't do the initial, like, assessment to get into the school at the same time, so he didn't see Deku destroy that machine. That giant robot machine. So in that building is the first time he sees Deku's power, and he sees it obliterate the building, if you remember from the anime or the manga, And I think it's a very, jarring moment for him because this person who he initially saw as way beneath him, with no quirk, just blew up a building with a swing of his arm that he could not even fathom on doing on his own. And I know I completely agree with you in that like he gets truly humbled in that sense.
I really like the dynamic too between, because I was reminded of this when you said it, Grant. But it's not just Bakugo and Deku. It's also Todoroki, and I feel like the three of them kind of like they all humble each other out in a way.
I feel like
it's hard to humble Todoroki, but Deku definitely does it in the sports festival.
Todoroki's like psychology though is completely different.
He's fucked up. He's fucking Prince Zuko. Like
he's a wannabe Prince Zuko. Don't disrespect Prince Zuko like that, bro. Come on. That's the new Lord of the Fire Nation, bro. Like, you really gonna disrespect him like that?
Disrespect the Lord of the Fire Nation. I wouldn't dream of it.
Arsene, you were talking about something before the recording stopped about our Mr. Phase Boy, Mirio. And
yes.
We gotta talk about Mirio.
Yeah, okay, yes. So you both said you have it, Boku no Hero Academia, or whatever it is. You both have it on your list. I do not actually have it in my top 5. The reason being is, I don't know. I feel like, I think, in my opinion, there are 5 anime that I enjoyed more than it. And this last season, I just really didn't enjoy it as much because the author, or the creator, goes in to show, because people were before saying that Deku was a shitty character, and then he goes to show, I know he is. Here's a character in my story that's better than him, and that should have got All for One instead. And you want me to show you how badass he is? I'm gonna just take his powers away. Just take his fucking powers away, and he's still gonna be just unfazed. He's gonna still kick ass, and that's incredible to me. And then you get this badass Deku fight, but then you're like, this could have been so much better.
Even that cool. Honestly.
It really wasn't. It really was.
The animation fight was so much cooler than the Deku fight.
100%. The Mirio fight had me on the edge of my seat. I was in it. The emotions were so real when he got hit, dude.
Yeah.
When he got hit, me and my girlfriend were like, "What the fuck?"
He just kept going.
He
kept chugging on.
In the Deku fight, I think I had that on in the background. I didn't even care. But the Mirio fight, I was fucking biting my teeth. I was like, "No, did he actually lose his powers? Can this little horned girl reverse it? What is gonna happen?"
That he didn't get his powers back.
He better get his powers back, or we riot. Mirio gets his powers back, or we riot.
So I have a thing about this. It's not really a theory. It's just kind of where I see the story going, and I almost think that low key this was intentional, like intentionally written this way. That someone who is like clearly written to be a likable, cool character gets his powers taken away because. In the background, it's sort of like I don't know if you guys have seen Game of Thrones, but like there's a White Walker situation going on in My Hero Academia, and that's what's his name? All for One's disciple.
The hand guy.
Yes,
what's his name?
I forget his name. It's gonna kill me.
Tokogami.
Tokoyami is the bird guy. I'm actually gonna look it up real fast because I want to.
Dude, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Shirahoshi? No, that's the Mermaid Princess. No, it's the wrong anime.
Yeah, that's from One Piece.
I don't know, dude.
Shigaraki.
Dude, don't make
I was so close. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it picks it up on
me. Is like a White Walker situation. Like that will make sense to you guys if you haven't seen Game of Thrones, but
unfortunately, I have not.
What I mean by that, it's a good series. But anyways, I digress. I think it's sort of like a looming situation in the background because he is All for One's disciple as Deku is All Might's disciple. He's getting All for One, and All for One has the power to take quirks and just completely remove them. We saw it happen with one of the
Busted.
Pussycat members that completely took away her quirk, and she just doesn't have it back.
Then he adds it to
So
his
I
own.
think it's kind of intentional, like showing that, like, you know, no one is really safe from having them from having their quirk taken away from them, and I think that's kind of what the author is going for, is to show that, like,
Oh shit.
look, no one is safe right now. Even these people that are, like, likable, they're good, they deserve their power because they worked hard for it. No one is safe because of this threat. That's kind of how I see it.
Damn.
Yeah, now that you mention it, that's true because they also had those bullets or whatever. I think.
Yeah, that's what took away Muriel's power. The bullet.
Oh,
But that's Ares' power. That's Ares' power.
Oh, okay. I
The
thought there was a
horn girl.
different bullet or something, or I don't even remember honestly. It's been a minute. But...
No, it took them a while, but they I think essentially they used Ares like flesh to make the bullets. But the thing is, like, they don't know how many bullets the beak guy, whatever his name was, in the last season, they don't know how many bullets he made and sold.
So they're still out there.
So they're out there, and they can just erase your quirk. You can go up, erase any hero's quirk, anything.
Truly, nobody is safe.
Nobody's.
When you put it
that's
like,
another looming threat. The just not knowing those bullets are out there.
when you put it like that, I can definitely appreciate the narrative more that Muriel lost his quirk, and it definitely doesn't seem as like bad. But it's still disappointing, It's like, damn, I really like this guy, and now he's borderline useless.
I mean, but at the end of the season,
and I think that's the point. I really do. I think it's the point to be disappointed that, like, someone with a really cool power that, like, you get his backstory of how he, like, couldn't control his quirk, like his pants were falling off, like, in front of everyone during the sports
It was some
festival.
real, like,
and, like,
Naruto
he
shit.
got control and he whooped an entire class's ass with no difficulty at all.
Sexy jutsu.
And yet he still lost his power. And I think that's, like, eventually that's kind of going to have to come to pass, because you saw in the fight between All Might and All for One that, like, he had so many different, like, quirk combinations and different things that, like, worked in unison. And, like, if Shigaraki sees fit, because he has the power, he can just yoink it. And they just don't have that power anymore. No matter how much we care about it or love it, that's just going to be the reality of it.
That's true, but at the same time, I don't think that it's going to be very common. Like, I don't think in the next season we're going to see, like, people in the class getting their powers taken away randomly. It's possible. But I think it's just going to be something that, like, stays in the back of our minds, You might know because you've read the manga. In which case, if I'm wrong, you can spoil me, but...
Oh, yeah, you're wrong. It doesn't happen yet.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you're right in the fact that it doesn't happen yet. It, they're all still kids. But I think the story is going to go, like, a little past them being kids. And, like, once Shigaraki becomes a force to be reckoned with, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a big problem.
I'm interested to see where that goes, because Shigaraki up till now is, like... He's pretty smart, but he's not outsmarting the main characters that much, and he's continually getting beat, and he keeps getting increasingly bitter about it.
But again, I think, depends on how long this show is gonna run again. But again, it's at the same time you're getting Deku's progression. Hopefully, this next season has some character growth for Deku. We'll see. I don't know again.
I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be hype though.
I'm gonna watch. Again, disappointed with the last season, but I'm gonna watch. We'll see, and maybe it changes my mind, But at the same time that you're supposed to get Deku's progression, you're getting Shigaraki's progression as well, Yeah. And seeing how he develops, and I think it's the story's trying to lay out the different contrasts of life. Deku brought a nice home, given a badass quirk.
Just wait until you get to his backstory. Holy
To Shigaraki's?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shigaraki's backstory is that he's All Might's mentor's grandson.
Yeah, but Yes, yeah, that is true.
And
but
he
it's
grew
like,
up like in a
they
really
show
shitty
the family
environment.
relationship. They show like how he got to, how his personality evolved. Because I mean, there's really like, I mean, we can get philosophical, but like I don't really think anyone's born evil. Like everyone's at one point like a sort of happy-go-lucky, defenseless child, and then like the world kind of hits them in the face.
So you're saying
and
that
they change. So you kind of see that happen with him.
So it's like you're saying that he's as fucked up was his childhood.
I'll say he's as fucked up as he deserves to be.
Oof.
Wait.
Oof.
So is this manga?
Interesting.
Is this manga backstory that you're telling me about, or does this happen in the anime?
This is manga, so I won't go too deep into it.
Oh,
but
okay,
I'm saying
okay.
like his. I mean, I'm not gonna like. You can't really justify like being evil, but like
Mhm.
you definitely you can understand why. That's all I'll say.
That is very true. I try to when you see those like true crime documentaries and stuff. I recently watched one on Netflix about it was essentially a Jack the Ripper, the Victorian era serial killer. It was a dude who goes going around killing prostitutes and other women in the 1970s in England.
Yeah.
And when I was watching that documentary, at the end when they talk about the killer and they talk about his psychology, I thought he would be more of a, like he'd have a fucked up childhood. Again, they didn't dive deep into like the history of his life and stuff, and they wanted to give more attention to the victims, it seemed, which I'm okay with. And like they wanted to show how the police fucked up in the situation, which I'm fine with again. But overall, like at the end of it, I was looking for like, oh, this dude had such a fucked up childhood. This is why he went around killing prostitutes or something. His mom was beating the shit out of him, and something like that, something crazy. His dad. I think they found that his dad was abusive, but nothing more than that. But basically, like, I don't know. I think in these kind of shows and stuff, we kind of look for a reason, like that, like someone turns out a certain way. Like,
I think it makes them more understandable. Like, it's not believable if people are evil just to be evil. Which, by the way, is something. Never mind.
No, share it, dude.
That's something I'm gonna bring up when we talk about One Piece.
Shit!
But yeah,
I think it's gonna be on there.
I think it's gonna be. It's nice to understand why they turned out the way they are. It just makes them feel more real.
Okay. Yep. Should we? I don't think you've said yours or I've said mine.
Yeah, we're.
We just went off on My Hero.
Yeah, we're like 30 minutes in. On one
so
show.
what's your number 5?
Okay, I actually don't have too much to say about my number 5 because I haven't seen it in a while. But my number 5 is gonna be Demon Slayer.
Oh shit! Okay.
Demon Slayer is really, really good, and honestly, I wish I had rewatched it before I started talking about it. But
I watched it recently again.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I watched it with Paisley because she hadn't seen it, so I watched it recently, like again.
Yeah, I'm planning to rewatch it before I watch the movie, which should be coming out soon.
Overall, I mean, I think it's good. Again, it's not in my top 5, but I think it's good. The animation again is beautiful. Episode 19, one where they cut off that dude's head, lower 5 or lower 6's head.
Yeah, it had some.
I have not seen this series, so don't go too deep with the spoilers. I mean, I've seen some of it, but
okay.
I haven't seen
Basically,
the whole thing.
Yeah, we won't go too deep. Then overall, I just want to say, good animation. The story, it intrigues me. Main character, and supporting characters. I don't like Zenitsu.
The electric guy?
Yeah.
I don't like him either.
This is why me and Tonio are the.
We just shook hands. You guys can't see that.
Yeah, but this is why we're friends, bro.
Yeah, I think Demon Slayer had a lot of good things going on for it. I think the story was awesome. The fight scenes were great. It was beautiful, as you said, and I think the characters were really good too. But it had a couple of things that dragged it down, in my opinion, which was most notably like. The last few episodes, really nothing was going on. It was like a training arc, but it was put in the last few episodes.
It was really fine because we were supposed to get the movie sooner.
Yeah.
So I mean, I wasn't upset by the last episodes like you say, but I mean,
if there was more of it, it would be higher on my list.
Yeah.
Grant, I'm interested to hear. Did you start Demon Slayer, or have you never watched it at all?
Grant us your opinion again, please.
So I watched it like right when it first like I think it was maybe I'm getting my like I don't know the years right. I don't know when did it come out. Like when did it start getting popular?
It was 2019. I'm pretty sure. I think it was like late last year.
Yeah, so I think I remember like starting and I think I watched the first like 7 or 8 episodes, and then like I had school and I got kind of wrapped in with that. But I believe I got to like the end of the Demon Slayer exam, whatever the hell it is, and I was really enjoying it, but I got caught up with other stuff. But I do remember the first thing that drew me in was 100% the animation.
Yeah.
Even if the show was horrible, I think I might just like buy a poster of that show because the artwork is just so good. It's so good. It's so animated, like very fluid, very just. It's just enticing. There are shows where like the animation is like so good that you like almost want to be there, like with it. That's kind of how I felt with Demon Slayer. I was like, this is like a beautifully tragic world that they live in.
True.
Yeah, the way they show it is fantastic, and the best part about that I think is that it's consistent. It's not like they pull it out once every couple episodes. It's like through the whole thing, it looks fantastic. Really, it makes you feel like you're there.
It's just beautifully displayed.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Beautiful animation. I'm very hyped for the movie.
Oh, I can't wait to watch the movie.
I would love to see how it would adjust the tier list. Would adjust this top 5 list.
Yeah,
but
I can't put it.
Might have to revisit this topic.
We might have to revisit. I mean, I think in a year we'll do a revisit. We can do something like that.
Season 2 out by then.
Yeah. So I mean, really, anytime. Fuck it, we own this podcast.
Yeah.
I'll do it whenever I want. I'll do it whenever I want. And follow me so you know when I want to do shit.
That's an order.
And put it out.
That's an order.
That's an order.
Yeah, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And follow the Twitter.
Yes, sir.
Dude, I don't think I said that in the beginning.
No, Grant said it. Remember?
Grant, you're the man.
Yeah.
Thank you for granting us with your presence, making this podcast better.
Yes. That's about all I have to say about Demon Slayer because it's been a while since I've seen it, so it's hard to go into detail. But Ryan, if you want to hit us with your top 5 or with your number 5.
So my number 5 is more of a nostalgic pick, but I have Dragon Ball Z as number 5. The reason I watched Dragon Ball Z growing up, and then I rewatched it when it was coming out with Kai with my little brother, and it's just an anime that I grew up with, and just all my friends growing up watched it, and whenever I get to school, we talk about it, and just it's more of a nostalgic pick, but I think also the impact that it has had on the anime community overall, in particularly the shonen community, by inspiring so many different shonens. One of my almost, I think, 2 or 3 shonens on my list, maybe. Actually, no, just one. But have been majorly inspired by Dragon Ball Z. And I think its legacy is quite amazing. But I think the fight scenes are amazing. The stories are incredible. I enjoy it overall. I think it's a fun show to watch. Grant, have you ever seen Dragon Ball Z?
I have.
Okay, you have. Thank you. Matthew hasn't seen it, so I was worried.
I saw the Majin Buu fight though.
Okay, cool. Grant? What is your favorite arc from the Frieza to Cell to Buu? What is your favorite saga? Or arc, whatever you want to call it.
So I'm gonna say one of my honorable mentions is Dragon Ball specifically.
Okay.
I really I enjoyed Dragon Ball more than I enjoyed Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball is
but-
very enjoyable.
That's
I'll
when
agree
Goku's-
with that.
Is that when Goku's a kid?
He's a kid
Yes.
and a teenager.
Oh, okay.
But I will say, my first experience with that series was Dragon Ball Z, like very similar to yours. My friends thought anime was not safe for work words back when I was watching it, so I didn't really talk to them about it. But I was very into it, and my first experience was with Z. And to get back to your question, my favorite arc has got to be the Cell Saga.
I love the Cell Saga. I think that's really good. I don't know. I personally I want to go with the Frieza saga just because you get so much backstory as to like who Goku is. Because as in Dragon Ball, you this kid with a tail, he's just keeps growing stronger and stronger. There seems to be no limit. Then you get into Dragon Ball Z, and obviously it gets even bigger. And then as the series progresses, it's crazy. But But I think it's just crazy. You get a backstory for where Goku came from, his entire lineage, and it introduces, in that kind of saga or arc, it introduces Vegeta as well, which I love Vegeta. He's an amazing character. Amazing contrast to Goku. If you want to compare Goku and Vegeta's relationship to Naruto and Sasuke, or Deku and Bakugo, Goku and Vegeta take it, in my opinion. I love the way they contrast. Goku's always a step ahead of Vegeta, for sure. But Vegeta's always just nicking at his heels,
Mm-hmm.
And just
Yeah.
almost in grasp, but never quite, And I don't know. I just love the relationship that they have. I love Vegeta's development that he gets later on in the series, where you see him become a father and stuff, And you see him be a better father sometimes than Goku.
Well, yeah, Goku's kind of a bad father, if I'm being honest.
If I'm trying to be a father, Goku's my biggest inspiration, bro.
Okay, well then, I feel bad for your kid. 'cause
I'm
there's
kidding.
never
I'm kidding.
a scene.
I joke. That's a joke. That's a joke.
And it would suck, Arsene, because you'd just be dead half the time.
Oh my gosh. Facts. Yeah, my
But no,
son wouldn't even know me
that's
because I'd be
a fair
dead.
pick
Yeah.
for your number 5. Dragon Ball Z is a big inspiration to a lot of shonens. It's definitely built. I'm sure a lot of the rivalries that we see, like with Naruto, Sasuke, Deku, Bakugo,
We're inspired, from Goku and Vegeta's. Yeah.
absolutely
100%.
The very happy-go-lucky sort of like push it to the limit kind of characters, and then there's like more collected, more poised, and like initially stronger, and like a direct face to a goal of power that you want to be at for the main character. And they foil into each other well, and they build off of one another well. And I think that definitely has inspired a lot of different shonen rivalries specifically.
100%. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
I haven't seen Dragon Ball, but you're making me want to watch it more. It's like on my to-do before I die list,
Okay.
I feel like
it's a bucket list anime.
I feel like it wrote the modern shonen more or less.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
People don't like the pacing in Dragon Ball, and yeah, it can get annoying. But
That's
I
fair.
think it's so hype though. It's so hype.
Oh yeah.
The hype is unreal. If you like hype anime, you'd like it. I think.
Yeah. All I saw was the
If you like
Monster
hype,
fight, and
yeah,
that's hype.
you'll get fucking hyped. Yeah. Grant, you wanna grant us your opinion on number 4?
Let's hop into the next round.
Alrighty. So for my number 4, I'm just going to preface by saying that I've seen like only the first 2 seasons of it, and this is the show that I had to rewatch before I came on podcast to make sure that it was like as good as I remembered it. And I actually had it at number 5, but I bumped it up because it was just so good, and that is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh,
Interesting pick.
How many seasons have you seen again, or parts?
So I've seen through to Stardust Crusaders.
Okay.
So
That's with Jotaro and
that's the one I want to see.
I if I'm being honest, I've only seen up to part 1.
I have also only seen part 1.
And I think Dio's interesting, and I think it was interesting, but like I never got further than part 1, maybe like halfway through, just because it kind of lost me.
That's completely fair. Because I was with that too, and I actually didn't pick it up for a while, and then I'd say like a year, maybe year and a half ago, I picked it back up, and I'll say this to you guys: they changed the power system.
Yeah, they put in the stands.
The stands, yes, I've heard about this.
And the stands make the show way better. In
So
my opinion.
if they put in the stands, do they take away like they had another thing, I forget
Hamon?
what
The vampires.
Yeah, the Hamon.
Hamon,
No,
yes, Hamon.
they don't. It's just like it's not as relevant because its primary use was for vampires and
Ooh.
that sort of thing. So like, I mean, vampires, like, they sort of use their hormone to get rid of most of the vampires, so that they don't really have to use it, but they can. Like you see in a couple instances, the people that do know it will use it at like moments where like their stand is kind of useless, but hormone would help them get through this like the predicament they're in.
I see. Okay.
You know what?
And then my favorite characters from these series are Jotaro and Dio.
Jotaro and Dio.
Dude, Dio's. It was kind of funny seeing season 1 just to see why Dio is like the way he is and where all the memes come from.
Real quick, before we go on, you didn't say your favorite character from Demon Slayer.
Oh, my favorite character from Demon Slayer is definitely Inosuke.
Like top three.
Top 3 are probably Inosuke. I forget what that guy's name is. Who?
Tokugami?
The water guy who's
Tokugami.
like a mentor to the main character.
Tokugami.
Yeah, Tokugami.
I think so.
I don't know who my number 3 would be. I'm not really sure.
Okay. Top 3 in Dragon Ball Z, Gohan, Piccolo, Vegeta.
Okay.
No particular order.
You know what, dude? That is almost exactly what mine is.
What is yours?
Mine is Gohan, Vegeta, Piccolo.
No, mine is in no particular order. So we basically have the same thing, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, what was yours? Highest to lowest, or what?
Yeah, mine's highest. Gohan was 100% my favorite character.
If I'm doing highest to lowest, I would do the exact same as you. Actually, no, I might switch Vegeta and Gohan.
Okay.
Actually, I'd leave it. I like Gohan more, because if we're talking specifically about Dragon Ball Z, I like Gohan more in Dragon Ball Z. So, Gohan, Vegeta, and then Piccolo in Dragon Ball Z. Yeah.
We don't gotta talk about Super. Fucking, oh my god.
That's another topic, but yeah, JoJo's is one of my bucket list anime as well. Yeah. I'm definitely, hopefully going to try to catch up on it in this next year, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, and the other thing I'll say about it is like why I like it so much is that like it's very like,
I don't know.
It's dramatic, but it's like flamboyantly dramatic. Like it knows exactly what it is and exactly what it's doing, but it works for some reason. It's very like over the top, like macho man sort of like mentality with a lot of the characters, but like it works. It's very like charming in a strange way.
So yeah, I've heard it described as like the gayest sometimes, but chadliest anime of all time. Yeah. Like the gayest, but chadliest of all time.
Description.
It works.
I use flamboyant for just in case we weren't allowed to say the gay word.
The gay word.
I really don't. I think some people feel like I feel like sometimes people feel like you can't say the word, but like it's not like
It's
if
all-
people can call me straight, like if you're actually gay, like I should be able to call you gay, like
I don't know. The
like if you come up to me and be like, hey, you're straight, I should be like, hey, you're gay. If you're actually gay,
the philosophies of it don't really matter because it's our podcast and we can say whatever the fuck we want.
that's fucking true. I own this bitch. We own this bitch.
Damn fucking straight.
Yeah, it's cool to say gay as long as you're not saying it in like a derogatory
Yeah.
way.
We're not about that offensive shit.
Yeah, it's like if you're actually gay, I'm gonna call you gay. Like, dude, if you like men, you're gay. That's how it is on this podcast. We spit.
I actually hate straight people, so
No. Holy shit.
Yo, you're straightophobic.
dude, yeah, I hate myself.
Don't we all, brother?
Fucking straight people, bro.
Fuck.
All right, yeah, JoJo's dope ass podcast.
yeah, it's
Yo, pause,
that's
Grant,
about what I have
pause.
to say about
Hold
it.
up, hold
It's
up.
very charming, and especially with the arc with you know, I mean, it's not really a spoiler because you don't really see the meme in the first season. But
You
when
see a lot
Dio
of
comes
memes
back
in the
as
first
he's a
season.
vampire, he's hard to kill.
Yeah, you
But-
see Dio kick the dog and shit.
Dude, the fucking,
Yes,
the fucking.
no, Dio's
but it
an
was me,
asshole.
Dio.
But what I will say in that arc where he like comes back and it's very memed, like with the Zawardo and all that.
Zawardo.
Zawardo. I know
so
about
when
that.
comes back, that arc is so good. It's insane. I like if I were to make a top 5 arcs, that arc would be there. Like the Stardust Crusaders arc would 100% be there because like that type of villain that like Dio is that he's not really in a lot of it, but he's just like such a final boss kind of feeling that he's always in the back of your mind, and it just feels like our like heroes, quote unquote, are just like they have that goal, but he clearly is just like portrayed to be this like very strong, charming, charismatic person that like when you get to him, you're like, oh my god, how is Dio this powerful? Like, what is his stand? And then like you just see like all of the hype like be met and like then some once you finally see him go at it with like the main characters. So that's why I got it up here. I think it's a very good series. You guys should definitely watch it.
I definitely plan to finish it. I
Yeah.
probably should do it sooner rather than later, to be honest.
I'm definitely going to try to finish it within the next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're planning on doing the official Onecast ratings at the end of the episode, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah. Keep watching all the way through to see our reasons and all that.
For now,
Yeah.
Tonio, your number 4, please.
Yes. My
And
number
then
4.
like, comment, and subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe, of course.
The man Grant, dude.
Gotta
Grant,
say that every now and then.
dude. Thank you.
All right, my number 4. So the places of my list are actually shifting as we're talking about it. So as we were talking about My Hero Academia, I started thinking, I really don't like it as much as I like some of the other things on my list. So My Hero Academia is officially my number 4. It's really good.
Okay.
We've talked about it already, so I don't want to get into it that much. But it's really good, but there's just like, it doesn't compare to a lot of other shows in my opinion.
Well then, since we already discussed it, let me get into my number
All right,
4.
what's your number 4?
Shokugeki no Soma Food
I
Wars.
thought that was gonna be your number 1, dude. Wow, I'm surprised.
You thought that was my number
I
1?
thought that was your number 1. You've been talking
You
about
think I'm
it.
a fucking like horny degenerate or something,
Yes,
bro?
precisely.
That's exactly what I am. But Food Wars, I've only gotten through like halfway through season 2. Overall, I think it's amazing. The food battles are so much fun to watch. I love watching it. It's so much fun. The fan service just adds to the show. It makes me think, damn, the food that they really tried was so good that they just come. They just came because the food was so good. It makes
So
me like.
I gotta say, I have never seen this show or heard anything about it except from Arsene talking about it. And now I have mixed feelings about starting it because I did see it pop up in like my recommended, and I got mixed feelings about people coming from food. I don't know about it, man.
Bro, if I'm being honest, the fan service in the show is some of the best. I will say, it's the best. If you classify it as an ecchi shonen, it's one of the best ecchi shonens I've ever seen.
Okay.
The fan service just it adds to the show. It makes you think. It like, you know how fan service sometimes, like if you watch Fire Force, they have fan service with that cat girl, that cat fire girl, you know?
Oh, dude, I forget her name, but she's the worst character in that show.
And the fan service, it literally just takes away from the show because you're distracted from the fights.
Yeah.
The fan service is used as like essentially a battle system. It's how you can rank the food. If there's enough fan service, the food was good. If there's not, you know, your dish was lacking.
Huh.
I'm gonna have to watch this. This sounds kind of interesting.
And I will say the first episode, little jarring. It might be a little jarring, but stick with it. Stick with it. It gets amazing. And
All right.
it has earned, you know, in 2.5 seasons, it's earned a Covenant top 4, you know, top 4th spot.
4th spot on the list.
On Arsene's shonen list. Again, I want to preface that I didn't include stuff like FMA and stuff like that.
Right. Really wanted to make that disclaimer because if I wanted to go, or we more or less wanted to go traditional shonen.
Yeah,
so FMA is not included. Otherwise, it'd be number 1 for my list.
Yeah, FMA. Honestly, I feel like it's not a traditional shonen.
What do you say, Grant?
I have not seen FMA.
Oh my God, You
know what? This is good. This is good.
I'm lost for words.
No. This is good. Grant, at some point, you can grant us the opportunity for you to listen. Or not to watch
it and then
FMA,
talk about
and then we can talk about it on the on an episode.
I'd love to do that.
That would be awesome. I got things to say about that show too, but
okay,
we can wait on that.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to ask you actually real quick about Shogeki no Soma. So, I am a watcher of the Food Network, I will admit. And is Shogeki no Soma better than Chopped? Because I have a hard time believing it.
100%.
That's hard to believe. I don't know, dude. Chopped is good.
I've seen Chopped, and Chopped is okay. It can be, Chopped has its moments where it's just slow. Like, it's just slow. You know, the like, when you're watching the chefs prepare their dishes on Chopped, it's not that interesting sometimes. Because it's just lagging, I feel like.
Occasionally. I feel like it's pretty high.
But in Shokugeki no Soma, when they're preparing the dishes for the food wars, for the competitions...
They call it the Food Wars?
They call it the Food Wars.
Wait,
it's a food battle.
Show.
It's a food battle.
Food battle.
A food war, my dude.
It's a lunchroom brawl.
It's a food war. You know, and your goal is essentially to make a dish so good that the judge creams themselves. You know?
Nobody creams themselves on Chopped, and if they did, it'd be a better show.
It would be so much of a better show. Imagine, like, Martha Stewart going up as, like, the chef or the judge at Chopped, and then someone gives her, like, a dish, and it's so good she just creams herself.
Martha Stewart creams herself on live TV.
Imagine, like, just this... what's his name? Bobby Flay?
Doesn't Martha Stewart do, like, home goods? Like... Doesn't she make, like, sheets and, like, bed linens?
I thought she was a chef as well.
No, he's right. She's, like, interior design, I think.
Damn. Okay, Bobby Flay.
Yeah, let's say Bobby Flay fucking...
Imagine the food's so good, he nuts.
Yeah.
Man, the Food Channel would be a lot different.
The Food
I think
Channel...
that'd be on some different website.
Bro, that's what the Food Channel should be.
But, like, imagine food that good.
Damn, I would eat that every day.
Exactly. You wouldn't need prostitution and stuff like that. Like, you could get your satisfaction from food. You wouldn't even need porn. You could get your satisfaction from food. You can get your satisfaction from something that you're essentially going to need to do, which is eat.
Dude, I think I'd just be fat.
Bro, I think
I would
that's
just eat all the time.
that's like an addiction, man. That's like an addiction, man. Like you obviously it's like one nut a day, bro.
One nut a day.
Like you can't do more than that.
Rule.
I mean, I can nut twice in one day, but I need like an 8-hour nap in between. I can need like an 8-hour nap in between.
I'm
you
not
know?
gonna weigh in on that.
So
Like-
I will not weigh on the nuttage, but I will weigh in on the fact that I think I do need to watch this because I consider myself pretty skilled in the kitchen.
Really?
Dude, you made me chicken
and
one time, and it was really good.
I did. I made you flapjacks too.
Oh my god, those were literally the best pancakes I've ever had. They had cinnamon in them. They were bomb.
Yes, sir. They're I very much enjoy cooking, and I like to experiment and learn new things in the kitchen. So I'd be very interested to see. Is it like realistic to like actual cooking, or
Yes, it is.
more
It
like
is
in
to a
the
degree,
show?
yeah.
Okay.
No, it is realistic to a degree. And from watching the show, I've been like enjoying cooking more. I've been enjoying like experimenting in the kitchen more. Cuz I do
Cool.
me and Paisley do cook quite a bit. And I don't know, we've just been enjoying cooking more. Well, she hasn't been watching with me, so she always enjoys cooking. You know?
Yeah. When I
But-
start streaming again, that's going to be one of the things.
Cooking
Like, if I
stream?
get like a weekly schedule at some point, is like have a cooking.
Hell
segment
yeah.
Where I show a new recipe.
That'd be
That I
awesome.
have, because I have a bunch of recipes. Like, some of them are just in my head, and some of them I have written down that I've just made.
Whoever's listening
it's
better
one of
tune
those
into
things
those
like
cooking
that.
streams.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, honestly, like, because I mean, most of my shit's gonna be like smashing gaming, but I want to do like
Oh,
talks and cooking and stuff like that. But, anyways, anime.
Yo.
I will have to check this out.
you brought up
because-
Smash. We're gonna have to talk about Smash a little bit. I don't know if right now is the time, but I wanted to talk about Sephiroth.
Oh, absolutely.
But
Yeah. Another time.
another time.
Yeah, Shokugeki no Soma. It's one of your bucket list anime, Grant, and JoJo's is one of mine, Antonio's,
Yep.
and bucket list anime. So hopefully within the next year, maybe we can all watch. You know, you guys can watch Shokugeki no Soma, and you know, I could watch what's it called, JoJo's
Yeah,
as
I'll
well.
also
Me and
watch
Antonio could watch
JoJo's.
JoJo's. Oh, you gotta watch both.
I gotta
actually.
watch both. I years enough time.
But yeah, I gotta watch JoJo's.
We can come back to that and like just really
Just
get
yeah,
into it.
yeah.
I think that'd be awesome.
I've never seen Food Wars. I don't know how to say the Japanese name. But I have seen JoJo's, and Matt, I know you're watching through One Piece right now, and I will say that your top priority on your anime bucket list right now is One Piece.
It is. Is it better than JoJo's?
In my opinion, it's very different. I'll get into One Piece and why I love it so much in a little bit, but yeah, I'd say that it's far more worthwhile to watch One Piece than it is JoJo's.
Yeah, I'm enjoying One Piece right now.
Wait. Just hold that.
I just want to say that I'm enjoying it, and it's gonna be like I'm gonna watch other anime while I'm watching One Piece, but One Piece is always gonna be
Playing.
It's always gonna be there, you know. Maybe I won't. I'll watch it. It'll ebb and flow, but I'll always be watching it.
Okay.
That's how I feel
Good.
about it for now.
Okay.